But first, the news headlines from the UK and Europe. UK Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, on Wednesday sought to reassure pupils about the risk of going back to school after a policy reversal on masks sparked fresh questions about the government's handling of the coronavirus outbreak. The government backtracked on its insistence that students in England should not have to wear coverings on their nose and mouth when they return to class next week, amid concerns about a rise in new infections. The change is being seen as another policy U-turn, just weeks after ministers were forced to scrap the use of an algorithm which gave 17 and 18-year-olds lower than expected exam grades. On a visit to a school in central London, Johnson thanked students for enduring months at home because of the outbreak, which had helped the country get back from the disease under control. The risk to your health is not now from COVID, because after all, statistically speaking, your chances of suffering from that disease are very, very low, he said. The greatest risk you face now is of continuing to be out of school. The new guidance advises secondary school students aged 11 to 18 and staff to wear face coverings in corridors and communal areas, and in places with local coronavirus restrictions. Teachers' Union have called for the UK government, which is responsible for education in England, to follow Scotland, which has a separate education system and already requires pupils to cover up between lessons. But while welcoming the change, critics, including the main opposition Labour Party, said ministers had shirked their responsibility by leaving enforcement to individual schools. Labour's education spokeswoman, Kate Green, slammed a half-baked U-turn and said clearer guidance should have been given earlier.
And it is fantastic to see pupils coming back, see our kids coming back to school, and we want to see every single one coming back next week and in the succeeding days. So what we're doing, following what the WHO have said, is we're saying if you're in a hotspot area where there is a higher risk of transmission, then face coverings in those types of areas outside the classroom, but not in the classroom, because that's clearly nonsensical. You can't teach with face coverings, and you can't expect people to learn with face coverings. And I think what we want to see is a full, thorough, transparent investigation into the poisoning of Alexei Navalny. And those who are responsible must be held to account and must be brought to justice.